guys, we are doing the relationship Q&A today. This is my boyfriend.
I'm the boyfriend.
This is Brandon.
Hi.
And we're gonna get started. Question 1 is favorite thing you have done with your boyfriend?
That's your question. I'm the boyfriend.
Well, it's in parentheses. So is that for both of us?
I guess so. So you can go first.
Favorite thing you've done?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we've done. I would say travel,
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't really done that with
Anybody?
anybody else.
Gotcha. For me, I would say like the not so like extravagant dates, but like the ones where we just kind of like would sit in and like order food and then watch Netflix. Like that would be my favorite.
Gotcha. Question 2 is, were your parents strict or not about you guys dating? And if they were, what kind of struggles did you guys overcome? Do you want to go first?
Sure. So I'm 2 years older, which means my parents were not upset. They weren't like, they're strict sort of, but in a sense they, because I am older, they're like, nah, you're fine. We trust you. But yeah, I don't think there are really any struggles. I know it's just like getting used to like a new person in someone's life is like, whoa. But for the most part, everything's been cool.
My parents weren't necessarily strict. I grew up with them telling me I didn't need a boyfriend for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But once I met Brandon, I was kind of like in the age zone where I was able to date in a sense. So yeah, they weren't they weren't strict around that time. But yeah, no, they weren't strict. It was just more meeting the guy after like our first date and then getting used to each other. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Next question. Have you ever broken up?
No. No. There's
No. What were your first impressions of each other?
So my first impression of Serena was, I was like working at a summer camp that her siblings go to or used to go to, and I saw her for the first time and I was like, wow, alright, shorty kind of bad. I see, that's fine. Aww. And then I didn't see her for a while. She kind of vanished out of my life, and then she popped up later. But my first impression was like, wow, she's beautiful.
I think my first impression, like Brandon said, we didn't know each other necessarily. It was because my brother and sister attended a summer camp that he worked at, and I would always go in with my mom and like pick up the kids or drop them off, and I always see him. I was like, oh, he's kind of cute. But yeah, we had a time where we kind of just stopped. Like, you know, summer camp is summer, so we stopped, and I didn't see him for a long time. But we reconnected eventually, so. Next question. How long have you two been dating? A little over 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Coming up on 3 this May.
Next question is, what is something you guys dislike about each other? Like pet peeves?
Go for it.
I don't have any.
You don't have
I
any?
can't think of any. Am I supposed, should I know?
I don't know.
Do you have something?
I do have one. So Serena does this thing where she doubts herself, even though she knows she can like do whatever task she's trying to set herself to. But in her own head, she's like, I don't know if I know how to do this, even though she already does. She's done whatever she needs to do. But then she puts doubt on herself, which I wish she wouldn't, because she has so much talent and she's so smart, and I love her to pieces.
Aww. Never mind, I have one pet peeve. It's when Brandon leaves me on open sometimes, like on Snapchat, because he either doesn't have service or he forgot.
It's true. I have a terrible short-term memory, and sometimes I will open people's messages and be like, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to say to this, and then completely forget to type up the reply. And then I'll get a message later like, hey, are you still alive? Yeah, I am. I just completely forgot because I have the short-term memory of a goldfish.
Okay.
Alrighty, next question is, how did you meet? Kind of answered it before, but we met at my job. I work at an after-school care program or a summer camp during the summer, and she came to pick up her siblings, and that's how we met.
Next question is, when did you first start dating? On May 23rd, 2018. The next question is, when's the wedding?
This is a question that apparently everybody wants to know. Currently, we have decided as a couple that we are going to wait until we have our talked about careers already set, so that we can go ahead and, be successful on our way to creating our lives together. Does that mean that the proposal has to happen during that time? No. Could be any time before that.
Okay. Next question is, what was the best moment in your relationship so far? Moment? There's a lot. I don't like choosing one. I would say traveling, like I said before, because Brandon was the first, since it's my first relationship, I feel like those moments are really close to me because he's my first boyfriend and I traveled with him for the first time, so it was like a big step in life, so I felt really good about it. So I'll say moments of being together.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There you go. My favorite moment. I don't know if I have a specific favorite moment, but I can pick from one of them. Was when we went to the Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco, because it was one of the times where I got to snap really, really nice photos of Serena, and she was like, wow. And I was like, yeah, that's how you look all the time. I try to tell you all the time. She don't listen.
Next question is, when are you guys gonna get married, and have you thought about marrying your partner?
Oh, yes.
Yes, me too.
Yes, me as well, friend. Yes. So, what was the question again? There's two parts. Okay. So when are you guys going to get married? I don't know specifically. We haven't set a date as to any of that. Have you thought about marrying your partner? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Talk about it all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Next question is, any TikToks of you guys? Mm-hmm.
We have made some.
And I will drop my TikTok username so you guys can go ahead and check them out. Mm-hmm. Next question. Do you guys see yourselves together for a long time? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Is that just a yes or no question? Right?
I assume so.
I don't think. Okay, yes. Next question is, what are your greatest strengths as a couple? I don't know. I feel like we have a lot of similar things.
Like similarities between our characters? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, we're both very I can't think of anything. I guess determined.
Okay.
Right? Because we're determined in our careers and where we want to be and where we want to go. And does communication count as a strength?
Definitely.
Yeah. Communication. I feel like we get a lot of our points across sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's true.
And then also trust is a good one too, because I don't know. I feel like just because we have those, I feel like since they're really strong, we make a good couple.
I would agree. I'm gonna go a little bit conceited here and say I think we make a really good looking couple. Yeah.
Next question. Where do you guys want to travel together in the future?
Ooh, that is a long list.
I want to go to Italy.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do
Paris.
And what was that place called? We were just looking at it. Maldives.
Oh, yes,
the
the
Maldives.
Maldives.
Really nice place.
Very nice. Very expensive, but very nice.
I want to go to the UK one day though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like to travel, so.
The UK.
The UK. So anywhere.
Pretty much.
Next question.
Alrighty. Who said I love you first? So, funny story about that. We were talking after, I believe, our first date. And, yeah. The conversation dragged on later into the night. And I was exhausted.
Sorry.
And during that time, I said I love you as a good night
On our
type of
first
thing.
date.
On our first date. And I woke up the next morning like, why did she say that? You just messed everything up. She's not going to want to talk to you. And lo and behold, she still wanted to talk to me. So, yeah, I was the first one. I was terrified because I thought I had ruined everything. But in the end, it worked out.
Next question is, what is / are your favorite things about each other?
Would you like me to start?
Sure.
Okay. So, number one, or not in any specific order, but the first one that came to my head was that Serena is a genuinely caring person. Like, she will go out of her way to make sure that you feel comfortable in a situation, or that you are looked after and made sure that you're felt a part of whatever the situation, like if it's a group thing, that you're felt included, or something along those lines. She's also extremely smart. She knows just about every question, or every answer to every question that I ask. If not, she comes up with an answer pretty quick. Yeah. She's genuinely an amazing person, and I love her so much. Yes. And if you guys haven't noticed, she's beautiful. I mean, bam, 10 out of 10 right there.
Favorite things? Gosh. There's a lot. I would say just at first, like when we first started dating, when I really noticed Brandon was his personality. I feel like you just like light up the room all the time. Like no matter like what situation or just like anything going on, like whenever you're around, it's just like oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Okay. Alright, we are back, guys, after a quick break.
Continuing on from what is your favorite thing about each other, with Brandon, I would say, or like I said, personality, and also like what he said about me. We're both really caring people. He cares about me and a lot of people too. I don't know, it's just a lot. There's just so many things I can't think of enough. Well, you make me laugh too. He understands my humor. We understand each other's humor, which is fun. So, yeah. Next question is, what is the hardest thing in your relationship, if any?
Currently, yeah, I don't think we have anything that's currently a big or like the hard thing in our relationship. I mean, currently we are both trying to go to school. Serena's already in her 3rd year, and I am going to be starting school again. So I think that'll definitely be a challenge. I don't necessarily think it'll be a hard thing, but it'll definitely add a new dynamic to our relationship.
Yeah. And I think I would say the hardest thing was COVID, I guess, hitting.
Oh, yeah.
Because
The
we
distance.
didn't see each other for like 2 to 3 months.
Mhm.
We actually didn't see each other till our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And we didn't really do anything. We
No.
just exchanged gifts because we're still in an environment where like we can't really touch each other yet,
Exactly.
like hug-wise and stuff. So
Yeah. Until
would
we
say
were
that's the hardest.
sure that
Yeah.
like we weren't sick. We didn't see each other at all for a while.
Yeah.
Which is rough.
Yeah, it was a lot of FaceTime calls, a lot of Zoom kind of, Zoom calls,
Yeah.
Netflix nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say that was the
Virtual
hardest
dates.
though. Yeah, virtual dates. Those were fun. Next question is, when did you know it was love?
We actually talked about this yesterday.
We did.
There was a car ride we were on after we were done hanging out, or close to being done hanging out, and we talked about this. And I knew from the very beginning, like when we first started talking, that I had opened up to her so quickly that it was like a little bit scary because it usually takes me a minute, but I knew at that point I was like, yeah, I'm in love with this girl, just straight up.
Yeah. Same with me. It was more so like our first date. Like talking wise was fun. Like, you know, we were talking, we planned our first date. But then when it came down to it, we actually went to the movies, and then right after he took me out to dinner, and there we spent like almost 2 hours just talking about life and our careers and just stuff for the future and just stuff we have in common. And that was really like, I guess, eye-opening for me because I've never had anybody really sit down and talk to me like that before and kind of lay out what they want in their future and just, you know, just have a really serious conversation with me. So once that happened, the whole date was great, and I kind of like reflected that night. I was like, wow, he's something else. I love him. Okay, next question is, what do you think of his mustache? Honestly like it. Like there was right when we dated, right, like a few months, he shaved it, and it was kind of threw me off because I've never seen him without a mustache before. And so he had like a little baby face. Yeah, he had a little baby face. So I was kind of like, okay, but then like you slowly like get used to it. So I was just like, oh, it doesn't change who he is, so, you know. But I like the mustache, with or without the mustache. He's my mama.
All right, next question is, what is one thing about each other that you notice that the other doesn't? So, I do this a lot. But I point out every single time that someone tells Serena that she either looks like a model or that she is extremely beautiful, because she doesn't see it. For whatever reason, I tell her every single day. Other people point it out all the time. We get introduced to new people, and they're like, "You're beautiful. You, my God, you look like a model." And for some reason, it just doesn't click for her. And that's definitely one of those things that I've noticed that she doesn't notice for some reason.
One thing you
notice that the other one doesn't.
I would say, I think the whole texting situation, well, not texting, like Snapchat thing. I think that's just the only thing I can think of. I'm sure like a lot of guys and even girls go through it, where they either forget to send a Snapchat, they leave them unopened, and they just never reply back unless you like double text them or something, or just, you know. I think that's one thing, because sometimes Brandon doesn't notice that he left me unopened.
It's true.
Yeah.
For Brandon, how did you know that she was the one? I talked about it a little bit earlier in the video, but from the very beginning, I knew that she was the one, basically, because I could open up to her so easily, and that it didn't take the normal amount of time that I'm used to adjusting to someone and trying to just genuinely figure out who they are as a person. I didn't have to try so hard. She wears her heart on her sleeve. I know exactly who she is from the get-go. And that was the time that I knew she was the one.
Last question is, what is the future looking like for both of you? And do you both look forward to what's to come? We briefly touched on the future earlier in the video. Right now it's just focusing on, well, both of us now, college.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, specifically for me, I want to be a doctor, a pediatrician. So once I graduate school, I'm gonna go straight into medical school, and after that, just keep going up from there. And then eventually, once everything, you know, I have my career and, you know, financially ready to just go ahead and have a life together, like start a family, get a house, stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm really excited.
As am I.
For what's to come. It's a never-ending joyride with this one. So I'm excited.
Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. If you guys would like more of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe to this wonderful little channel of hers that I will be featured in. If you guys want me to be, if not, I can leave. That's totally fine.
No.
No? Okay. No, so I will not be leaving. But definitely will be featured in other videos. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a wonderful day. We'll catch you on the next one.
Deep walk, double 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 deep walk.